Morning all. I think I will thank Vishal for setting the stage for me, that I can kind of further deep dive into actual points that he has raised around it. Can you have the presentation? Yeah. So I think what are the challenges which are being faced by the CFOs, or what are the expectations of the CFOs into that? And first is ensure compliance and avoid tax obligations, because this is the biggest challenge in front of the CFO. And as more and more governments are kind of having more data points, the challenges in front of the CFOs are going to increase. And that's the area. ROI-linked data investments, because when we talk to the CFOs, we understand that many data points are coming in when they make tech investments. And those will be the right decisions at the right time. But actually, are they kind of giving the right results to them? So that's an area that the CFO needs to kind of look at. The third point for the CFO is data, AI, and analytics. Because everybody is kind of wanting to go towards the AI platform. But what type of investment should one do in terms of AI? And this is the kind of a critical pointers which the CFO needs to have a look at. Modernization, and this is the key area. For every successful organization, there will be so many legacy systems which will be there to play. And working with the IT teams to really kind of identify what are the areas that the organization needs to be done. And the last is one in the ESG and the sustainability. Because with Go Green and kind of a carbon emission controls, ESG and sustainability is going to be a critical area of focus for all the CFOs. So these are the 5 kind of main areas where the CFO needs to focus. Now, when we talk about tax technology, and as Vishal rightly pointed out, what we say in most of the organizations, yes, we have technology. What technology are you kind of employing? Is your ERP good enough to do it? And in most of the cases, everything is ended up in Excel files. Excel files in somebody's output, and you don't know what's going to happen when the litigation comes in. So this is a challenge which is being faced by most of the organizations. Compliance and whatever kind of a little visibility I have into the Saudi territory or into the GCC territory, there are areas which is coming very critical. First, VAT was implemented, and then e-invoicing came into play. VAT is being kind of really compliant at a Saudi level, so the data is whatever you kind of prepared into your ERPs or into your internal systems, that is being filed based on that. And e-invoicing is now coming at a transaction level. All the government organizations, either it can be ZECA, it can be FTA, or the Ministry of Finances, are sooner or later going to look at much deeper way how to actually kind of correlate between the e-invoicing that has happened and how you can kind of file it also. So it's important that your ERP systems are going to be your maker systems, and your kind of text filing systems are going to be a checker system. You will need checker systems to ensure your compliance is proper and right. And there are multiple different sources of data now that happens. You have online sales, you have kind of in-store sales, you have the sales that is happening which is B2B in nature. Combining all these different sources at a transaction level, maybe you may have a retail business having a huge amount of point of sales transactions. Combining that all into ERP is practically not possible, and you need kind of solutions which will take care of that. So this is the kind of thing I would say on the VAT system before the government actually comes into at a transaction level reporting into the VAT. It's important as an organization you start preparing yourself for having that transaction level. The second part is at the e-invoicing level, and this is quite complex in nature. Many of the organizations have developed their own in-house solutions, many have gone with third-party solutions, but when it gets deeper, the challenges are coming on the surface. Some are not able to handle the volumes, in some cases the dashboards are not there, in some cases the complexity on the government side is not being handled. And again, taking this data back for your VAT reporting and correlating with it is extremely critical. So somehow finding the kind of a right mix between the two is very important, and how you proceed towards it in an ideal way is critical. This is kind of an example that I just wanted to share. This is something as an organization you need to be prepared for it, because convergence of data is going to happen. Let's even today, in the last 3 days, I met few customers of yours over here, and they started getting notices from the government that what you file in invoicing is not correlating to VAT returns. What you file in invoicing, when you are paid higher tax, when you are paid lower tax, and those questions are being raised. But if you do not have proper systems in place by which this correlation happens, and you are able to submit the right kind of reports on a click of a button, it is going to be very, very challenging. So adapting the right kind of tax technology is extremely important in today's time, and to kind of work over this convergence of data is very important in the GCC market. We are kind of interacting with multiple different government agencies, and the type of questions they are asking us looking to the India model is very critical. And we see that there will be a quick movement towards this convergence of data into this direction. Another point I just wanted to highlight is this is a kind of a use case I will escape. Our tech investment purchase and payment automation is again a key area. Because one thing, you have taken care of your sales side, your systems will be up to date, you know what you have invoiced, that is there. But what is the input tax credit you are taking? What you are taking the eligible input tax credit, you are taking non-eligible input tax credit, and how you are kind of converting that entire system by which it correlates with your VAT returns, and it also kind of reconciles with your GM. So the source to pay automation is extremely critical in today's world. And this is one area the CFO should actually focus and kind of automate this process. The manual effort that is being carried out into this area sometimes becomes really problematic, and that is the way forward this kind of automation into this particular topic. Some of the challenges that we see is manual entries, inefficient data entries, ERP is not able to take care of it, and the kind of different source points, different people involved in the whole process makes it really difficult. But the answer is very simply automated, and that's the answer to it. It will also be assisted automation. 100% automation is not going to happen, but the assisted automation is also much better than the others. This is one question I always thought about. How do we really invest into data and AI? Should we invest, go into a big bang way and kind of take care of data? And I was meeting with a client yesterday, and very interesting point he kind of raised onto that. Is that most of the points where we are kind of talking about involving AI can be done with our conventional methods, our based engines, our existing system, our statistical models. So this can be taken care of. But when it comes to image processing, when it comes to kind of really difficult aspects, that is where we should embrace AI. And these are kind of about 12 different pointers where I have seen AI being regularly used. And there is a kind of a definite potential of using it. Maybe fraud detection is one area, KYC is another area, image processing is a third area. So these are the kind of areas where AI, where you have unstructured data completely, and you want to make some sense of that particular data. That is where you use AI. If you are starting small on the AI side, I would really request, don't go for a big bang. Start small, test out how it is being adapted within your organization. Because some of the largest AI investments that have happened, I have seen they have never been used in the organization. So it is important that you focus on it and move step by step onto that. What needs to be modernized? And this is again one of the pointers that is on the CFO space. Like we normally say, 70% of the IT budgets are taken over by the ERPs. Another 15% goes into different area. And mostly the CFO, the IT heads are having another 15% of the budget for actual digital transformation to happen. Now, what do you need to modernize? And moving out of legacy systems is extremely important. Availability of your systems, concurrent availability of your systems is extremely important. Moving from 3.9 to 4.9 or 5.9 kind of a system with a high availability is extremely important. Cloud migration and adoption is important, but at the same time, it should not be a overburden on you in terms of cost. So, cloud migration along with modernization will give you the right results. Customer experience enhancement, where everything is dependent on how your customer experience is. And that is the critical area where you should actually modernize. And data security, the data protection law coming in globally in a big way. How you kind of secure the personal information at every stage is going to be the key pointers. We normally talk about the chief financial officers, and with the global taxation kind of coming in, we say the chief finance officers have to be the chief future officers. And some of the areas do not have income tax still here into the territory, but with the globalization and being a global entity, kind of a balance sheet consolidations and kind of coming in reporting, global reporting is going to be an extremely key area for you in the future. And then this is the kind of financial transformation and peripheral automation is something that is required for the CFOs to focus on it. This is the kind of transformation that happens in terms of balance sheet consolidation, and every organization which has a global presence should start looking into it. Because once you start consolidating it from today, the reporting by the global taxation actually comes into multiple different countries. It will become much easier. And last but not the least is a pointer I would like to kind of say that as we talk a lot of activities, we kind of in the panel talk about the boardrooms and what are the conversations into the boardrooms. But managing the boardrooms is kind of an area that also needs future and kind of a focus into it, which is not coming into the multiple conversation. This is all from our side. I really thank the opportunity to Exito and all of you to see this is like a great gathering today of the CFOs at that. And this is my second visit to Saudi, but I have seen the kind of warm welcome that we have seen for kind of businesses over here, that kind of into the conversations and understanding is really exceptional. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks a lot.